Ladies and gentlemen, respect is a currency that never loses its value. It is a force that builds bridges, unlocks doors, and elevates you in the hearts of people. Many seek influence through power, but true influence comes through service, and service begins with respect. The principle of honor. Every human being carries worth. Influence begins when you recognize and honor that worth in others. When you respect people, regardless of their status, background, or abilities, you establish a foundation of trust. Trust is the glue that holds relationships, and relationships are the pathways to influence. If you want to be respected, start by giving respect. You cannot expect people to follow you if they do not feel valued by you. Respect is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the ability to recognize the greatness in others even before they see it in themselves. The power of listening. One of the greatest ways to show respect is through listening. Many people hear, but few truly listen. When you listen, you communicate that a person's words matter. You validate their thoughts and emotions. This simple act builds loyalty because people will always follow those who make them feel heard. Great leaders, mentors, and influencers are not those who speak the most, but those who listen the best. The moment people realize you genuinely care about what they say, they will begin to open their hearts to you. And when you have their hearts, you have influence. Humility as a leadership tool. Respect is most powerful when it is given with humility. Influence is not about proving your greatness. It is about lifting others into theirs. The world does not follow those who demand respect, but those who give it freely. When you walk in humility, people are drawn to you because they feel safe, valued, and empowered in your presence. Humility does not lower you, it elevates you. It makes others want to follow your example and trust your leadership. Respect breeds reciprocity. Whatever you give, you receive. If you sow disrespect, you will reap resistance. But if you sow respect, you will reap influence. People naturally gravitate toward those who uplift them, encourage them, and make them feel significant. The most influential people in history were not those who controlled others, but those who served them with dignity. The world honors those who honor others. If you want to leave a lasting impact, begin by respecting the people around you. My friends, influence is not about how many people fear you. It is about how many people trust and respect you. And the fastest way to earn that respect is to give it first. Respect is a choice. It is a seed that when planted will grow into a tree of lasting influence. If you want to be a person of impact, start today by simply respecting others. Your influence will follow. Respect is not just a social courtesy. It is a principle of honor that governs the way influence is gained and sustained. Every human being, regardless of their status, background, or achievements, carries an intrinsic value. When you recognize and honor that value in others, you position yourself as a person of integrity, wisdom, and trustworthiness. Influence is not about forcing people to follow you. It is about drawing them towards you through the respect you show them. The moment you make people feel valued, you open their hearts to receive your words, ideas, and leadership. Honor is a universal language that transcends culture, race, and social class. Whether you are a leader in a boardroom, a teacher in a classroom, or a parent in a home, the way you honor those around you determines the level of influence you have over them. People naturally resist arrogance and manipulation, but they willingly follow those who make them feel important and respected. This is because honor acknowledges the worth of a person before demanding anything from them. It does not look at what a person can do for you. Rather, it recognizes their inherent dignity as a human being. When you choose to respect others, you build trust. Trust is the foundation of every relationship, and relationships are the highways through which influence flows. A person who feels valued by you is more likely to listen to you, follow you, and even defend you in times of crisis. On the other hand, when people feel disrespected, they withdraw their loyalty and their willingness to support you. This is why many leaders, despite their power and knowledge, struggle to maintain influence. They fail to understand that influence is granted, not taken. It is earned through honor. One of the greatest mistakes people make in their pursuit of influence is believing that respect must be demanded rather than demonstrated. True respect is never forced. It is given freely. You do not gain honor by seeking it for yourself. You gain it by extending it to others first. When people see that you genuinely value them, not just for what they can offer, but for who they are, they naturally elevate you in their hearts and minds. Your influence grows not because you have asserted authority, but because you have earned their admiration and trust. Honoring others is not limited to words. It is reflected in your actions, attitudes, and the way you handle people in both public and private settings. How you treat those who seemingly have nothing to offer you reveals the depth of your character. Many individuals make the mistake of only showing respect to those in positions of power, while disregarding those they perceive as less significant. However, true honor does not discriminate. It is consistent, whether you are dealing with a CEO or a janitor, a professor or a student, a wealthy business person or a struggling worker. The way you treat people when no one is watching determines the level of influence you truly possess. Respecting others also creates an atmosphere of security and confidence. People thrive in environments where they feel appreciated, valued, and heard. In contrast, disrespect breeds insecurity, resentment, and division. If you desire to be a person of influence, you must create a culture of honor wherever you go. This means acknowledging the contributions of others, celebrating their strengths, and treating them with kindness even when you disagree with them. The ability to respect others despite differences in opinion, background, or belief is a mark of true maturity and wisdom. Honor has a multiplying effect. When you respect others, they in turn respect you and extend that same respect to those around them. This creates a ripple effect that strengthens relationships, enhances teamwork, and builds communities based on trust and cooperation. The greatest leaders throughout history were not those who demanded honor, but those who gave it generously. They understood that the key to lasting influence is to uplift those around them. One of the most powerful aspects of honor is that it turns ordinary relationships into extraordinary connections. When you show respect to people, they open up to you in ways they never would have otherwise. They share their thoughts, ideas, and insights because they feel safe in your presence. They become more willing to support your vision because they know you see them as valuable contributors rather than mere followers. Influence is not about being above others. It is about walking with them in mutual respect and trust. It is important to note that honor is not the same as flattery. Flattery is superficial and often self-serving, given with the intention of gaining favor. True honor, on the other hand, is sincere, stemming from a genuine recognition of a person's worth. It is not about manipulation or seeking personal gain, but about building meaningful relationships based on mutual respect. When people sense that your honor is genuine, they respond with loyalty, admiration, and a willingness to follow your leadership. In every area of life, honor is a principle that elevates, whether in business, education, ministry, or personal relationships. Those who master the art of respecting others naturally rise in influence. Influence is not about titles or positions. It is about the impact you have on people's lives. And that impact begins with honor. Those who consistently show respect create legacies that outlive them because they leave a lasting imprint on the hearts and minds of those they interact with. At the end of the day, influence is not built overnight. It is cultivated through small, consistent acts of respect and honor. The way you treat people today determines the level of trust and influence you will have tomorrow. If you desire to be a person of great influence, begin by honoring those around you. Respect is a seed that, when planted, will yield a harvest of loyalty, trust, and lasting impact. Listening is one of the most underrated yet most powerful tools for gaining influence. Many people believe that influence is achieved by speaking eloquently, giving commands, or asserting authority. However, true influence is not about how much you speak, but about how well you listen. When you listen to others, you communicate that their words, thoughts, and feelings matter. This simple act of respect opens doors to deeper trust, stronger relationships, and lasting influence. One of the greatest needs of human beings is to feel heard and understood. People long for someone who genuinely listens to them, not just to respond, but to understand. When you take the time to truly listen, you create an emotional connection that makes people more open to your guidance and leadership. A person who feels unheard will resist you, but one who feels understood will support and follow you. The ability to listen effectively is what separates great leaders, mentors, and influencers from the rest. Listening is more than just hearing words. It is about paying attention to the emotions, concerns, and intentions behind those words. Many people only listen at the surface level, waiting for their turn to speak, instead of fully absorbing what the other person is saying. This is why many conversations lack depth and meaning. When you listen with intention, you make the other person feel valued. This builds trust, and trust is the foundation of influence. The moment someone realizes that you genuinely care about what they are saying, they begin to see you as someone worthy of following. One of the key ways to demonstrate respect through listening is by practicing active listening. Active listening means engaging with the speaker, asking clarifying questions, and responding in a way that shows you truly understand. It involves making eye contact, nodding in acknowledgement, and avoiding distractions like checking your phone or looking around the room. These small actions make a big difference in how people perceive your level of respect for them. Another critical aspect of listening is withholding judgment. Many people listen with preconceived notions, forming responses in their minds before the speaker has even finished talking. This type of listening is ineffective because it filters information through personal biases rather than seeking to truly understand the other person's perspective. To gain influence, you must learn to listen without immediate criticism or interruption. When people feel safe expressing themselves without fear of being judged or dismissed, they open up more freely, creating opportunities for deeper connection and understanding. Listening is also a powerful tool for problem solving. Many conflicts arise not because of major differences, but because people feel unheard and misunderstood. When leaders take the time to listen to the concerns of their team members, they gain valuable insights that can help resolve issues before they escalate. The same principle applies in families, friendships, and communities. When individuals feel that their voices matter, they are more likely to work together in unity rather than opposition. Great leaders and influencers throughout history have mastered the art of listening. They understand that wisdom is not gained by always speaking, but by carefully observing, absorbing, and reflecting on the thoughts of others. The more you listen, the more you learn, and the more knowledge you acquire, the greater your capacity for influence. People gravitate toward those who make them feel heard because it creates a sense of belonging and validation. Listening also builds emotional intelligence, which is a key factor in leadership and influence. When you listen carefully, you begin to understand people's emotions, motivations, and fears. This allows you to respond with empathy, which deepens your connection with others. Empathy is a powerful force that strengthens relationships and increases your ability to influence others positively. A leader who lacks empathy will struggle to gain the loyalty of those they lead, but one who listens with understanding will earn the trust and respect of many. Another benefit of listening is that it fosters collaboration and teamwork. Whether in a workplace, an organization, or a family, environments where people feel heard are more productive and harmonious. When individuals know their opinions are valued, they become more engaged and motivated to contribute. This enhances creativity, problem solving, and overall morale. On the other hand, when people feel ignored or dismissed, they withdraw, become resistant, and may even sabotage efforts toward progress. Listening also strengthens negotiation and persuasion skills. When you listen attentively, you gain insight into what the other person truly wants or needs. This allows you to craft responses that align with their concerns, making it easier to reach agreements and influence decisions. Many people fail in negotiations because they focus too much on talking and not enough on understanding. By simply listening more, you gain a strategic advantage that enables you to communicate more effectively and persuasively. Listening enhances personal growth. When you're open to hearing different perspectives, you expand your knowledge and worldview. Many people limit their own growth by only listening to those who agree with them. But true wisdom comes from listening to diverse viewpoints. The more you listen, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the more capable you become of leading and influencing others. At its core, listening is an act of respect. It shows that you value the person speaking, their experiences, and their opinions. Respect is the foundation of influence, and listening is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to show respect. When you take the time to listen, you make people feel seen, heard, and appreciated. This builds strong, lasting connections that elevate your influence in any sphere of life. To be truly influential, develop the habit of listening more than you speak. The world is full of people who want to be heard, but few who are willing to listen. When you become one of the rare individuals who genuinely listen, people will naturally be drawn to you, seek your guidance, and trust your leadership. Influence begins when people feel that their voices matter, and you have the power to give them that gift simply by listening. Humility is one of the most powerful yet overlooked qualities of great leadership and influence. Many people mistakenly believe that to gain influence, they must assert dominance, showcase their achievements, or demand respect. However, true influence is not about proving your superiority. It is about serving others with humility. Humility does not weaken a leader, it strengthens them. It allows them to connect with people on a deeper level, inspire loyalty, and build relationships based on trust and respect. The most impactful leaders in history were not those who sought to elevate themselves, but those who uplifted others through their humble approach. At its core, humility is the ability to recognize that leadership is not about being above people, but about walking alongside them. A humble leader does not see themselves as superior to others, but as someone who is continuously learning, growing, and serving. This mindset creates an environment where people feel valued and empowered, which in turn fosters greater influence. When you lead with humility, people are naturally drawn to you because they see that you are not motivated by ego, but by a genuine desire to make a difference. One of the key aspects of humility is the willingness to listen and learn from others. Many leaders lose their influence because they believe they already have all the answers. They refuse to listen to new ideas, dismiss feedback, and fail to acknowledge the contributions of others. This approach creates a culture of arrogance and resistance. On the other hand, a humble leader understands that wisdom can come from anyone, regardless of their position or background. They actively seek input, listen attentively, and appreciate the knowledge and perspectives of those around them. This openness strengthens relationships and increases their ability to lead effectively. Humility also allows a leader to admit their mistakes. Many people fear that acknowledging their shortcomings will make them appear weak, but the opposite is true. People respect leaders who take responsibility for their actions, own up to their failures, and commit to improvement. When a leader is honest about their mistakes, they create an atmosphere of trust and transparency. This not only enhances their credibility, but also encourages others to be open about their own struggles, fostering a culture of continuous learning and growth. Another powerful aspect of humility is the willingness to serve. Leadership is not about demanding respect, but about earning it through service. A humble leader does not use their position to control others, but to support and uplift them. They recognize that their success is tied to the success of those they lead. Instead of seeking personal glory, they invest in the growth and well-being of their team, family, or community. This servant leadership approach builds deep loyalty and inspires others to give their best, knowing that their leader genuinely cares about them. Humility also fosters collaboration. A leader who is driven by ego seeks to compete with others, believing that success is about being better than everyone else. However, a humble leader understands that true success comes from working together. They do not view others as threats, but as partners in achieving a shared vision. This mindset creates a positive and supportive environment where people feel comfortable contributing their skills and ideas. When individuals feel respected and included, they are more willing to invest their energy and efforts into a collective goal. One of the greatest benefits of humility is that it makes people feel valued. Everyone wants to be recognized for their contributions and efforts. A humble leader does not take all the credit, but acknowledges and appreciates the hard work of others. They celebrate the achievements of their team and ensure that each person feels important and seen. This simple act of recognition goes a long way in building trust, motivation, and long-term commitment. People naturally follow those who make them feel valued rather than those who seek to dominate and control them. Another essential aspect of humility is the ability to remain teachable. No matter how much knowledge or experience a person has, there is always something more to learn. The moment a leader stops learning, they stop growing, and their influence begins to decline. A humble leader constantly seeks personal and professional development, knowing that growth is a lifelong journey. They are willing to receive mentorship, read, and learn from those who have more experience. This mindset not only benefits them, but also sets an example for others to follow. Humility also plays a vital role in conflict resolution. Many conflicts arise because of pride, where individuals refuse to compromise, admit fault, or listen to opposing viewpoints. A humble leader approaches conflicts with a mindset of understanding rather than domination. They prioritize finding solutions over proving themselves right. This ability to approach disagreements with humility and wisdom allows them to navigate difficult situations effectively and maintain harmony in relationships. A humble leader also understands the importance of gratitude. They recognize that their position, success, and opportunities are not solely the result of their own efforts, but are also made possible by the support of others. They express appreciation for those who have helped them along the way, whether it be mentors, colleagues, employees, or family members. This gratitude strengthens relationships and fosters an environment of mutual respect and encouragement. In today's world, where many people chase power, recognition, and status, humility stands out as a rare and admirable quality. It is easy to follow someone who is humble because their leadership is rooted in authenticity rather than self-interest. People trust leaders who do not boast about their greatness, but instead lift others up and make them feel important. Humility is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. It requires self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a deep understanding of what it means to lead with integrity. The most influential people are not those who put themselves above others, but those who walk with them, listen to them, serve them, and empower them. Those who lead with humility leave a lasting impact, not because they demanded respect, but because they earned it through their character and actions. Kindness is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It has the ability to break down barriers, heal wounds, and create connections that last a lifetime. Many people underestimate the impact that small acts of kindness can have, yet history has shown that some of the most influential figures were not those who ruled with force, but those who led with kindness. Influence is not about control or dominance. It is about leaving a mark on people's hearts. The way you treat others determines the kind of legacy you will leave behind, and kindness is the foundation of a legacy that stands the test of time. At its core, kindness is the expression of genuine care and concern for others. It is not about doing something nice to receive something in return, but about giving without expecting a reward. When people encounter genuine kindness, they feel valued, appreciated, and respected. This builds trust, and trust is the key to influence. A person who consistently shows kindness earns the respect and admiration of those around them. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel good, and they are more likely to listen, support, and follow someone who treats them with kindness. One of the greatest aspects of kindness is its ability to create positive ripples that extend far beyond the initial act. A single act of kindness can inspire others to do the same, setting off a chain reaction that impacts countless lives. This is why true leaders understand that influence is not about how much authority they hold, but about how they make people feel. When you treat others with kindness, they remember you, not just for what you did, but for how you made them feel. Your influence grows because people associate you with warmth, generosity, and respect.